It is finally March. That's right. March is here. Well, it's been March for quite some time now. I want to say for like months now, or months. It's been March. Let's put it like that, okay? It's been March for some weeks now. But, um, this is my favorite month of the year, my favorite time of the year. And no, not because of spring cleaning. No, not because spring is on the horizon. No, not because it's spring training in baseball. Although, you can hit me when the regular season hits. But why am I talking baseball? It's a basketball channel. No, but reason why is because it's March Madness. If you don't know what March Madness is, it's the NCAA tournament, the Division I NCAA tournament. Usually, this is when all the postseason tournaments start. You have the conference tournaments. You have you have all different tournaments that you can think of. The main one, the NCAA Division I tournament. What is it? I think it's like 68 teams in the field. This now it's a 68 team field. It used to be 65 teams a few years ago. But you have that. You have conference tournaments to determine automatic bids to see whose bubbles get burst, what possible Cinderella could be there. You have that. You have the postseason tournament, the NIT, the College Basketball Invitational for teams who didn't make it into the NCAA tournament. Cinderellas, buzzer beaters, upsets, all of this stuff is what make March Madness what it is, and what make this month what it is. And there's so many historic things that has happened in the NCAA tournament through the years, and this is why it's one of my favorite months because, as people know, I love college basketball. I love college sports. The passion, the pageantry, the atmosphere of these games. Teams. Legends being made in March this month. But I love it because it's college basketball that's on all day. This was something that I looked up to as a kid and hoped I got to play in one day. Just watching and being alerted of these teams. But the biggest thing for people who aren't playing or who aren't, being recruited or don't have who aren't in college basketball or anything, this is the time when people can get their brackets done. That's right. Brackets. College or tournament pick'em. Picking your bracket, the perfect bracket, all of this stuff. People fill out brackets, and through, I want to say, through pop culture, um, people's been doing different brackets, and there's brackets for everything that you've seen. There's brackets for your favorite soda, brackets, a Sweet 16 for your favorite fast food joints. All of these things pertain to the NCAA tournaments, modeled after the NCAA tournament and upsets and all of this stuff. So everybody usually print out a bracket, or now these days you have virtual, or you can go on your phone and do it. Um, Everybody goes and they fill out a bracket. And they make their picks for who's gonna advance, who's gonna get to the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, who's gonna win it all. And every year we end up with this whole perfect bracket scenario. We end up with this perfect bracket scenario and whatnot. Um, don't know how this ends up being, I don't know how people end up with the perfect bracket. It's by sheer luck, as you can put it. But that's the thing about it. It's like everybody makes their picks, and every year and I hear it every single year, we tend to have people go, "Oh, my bracket is busted. Oh man, I picked this team. I don't know what I was thinking," and yada yada yada. Everybody who, I've been filling out brackets since I was probably, 12 years old, maybe. I've been doing brackets since I was 12 years old, and just because I like doing it. We always did a family bracket challenge in the house, and then I expanded. And when I discovered ESPN.com, and CBS and all of this stuff, I started doing them online, competing against other people. And then doing bracket challenges against friends and everything. So anyway, long story short, doing these brackets, it's always a wonderful thing. It's a fun thing to do, but it also can be a challenging thing. And if you are doing a bracket for the very first time, you decided, oh, I want to do a bracket, this is the time, just to give a little back history here, this is, this is the first time, and I think a year since we had the NCAA tournament. As many people remember, it's been a year since everything was shut down. Remember, March Madness was going to be played with no fans, and and we were like, why is it being played without fans and whatnot? And then it comes to find out a day later that everything got shut down. The NBA shut down after they had a positive test when COVID-19 was really running rampant in the United States, still is running rampant around the world. And they canceled the NCAA tournament last year. That was a huge thing, and last year it was known as March Sadness because we had no NCAA tournament. There was no NCAA tournament or anything. So this year we get the NCAA tournament back, this time in a different way. All games being played in Indiana. All games being played in one state, one in Indianapolis, all in one city, for the pure safety. And then you have the women's that's being played in San Antonio and all over in San Antonio, just to keep all the student athletes and personnel safe. But you're doing the bracket for the first time. This is your first time doing a bracket. You're looking at all the picks, all the teams, but you don't know where to go. You're looking at, I'm going to pick this team. Oh, I like this team. Oh, I never heard of this team. Listen, just to give you a heads up here, picking teams is the NCAA tournament is a crapshoot. It's just that. Anybody can beat anyone. But there are some mistakes you want to avoid here. So I'm here to help you avoid some of those mistakes. I'm here to help you and give you some advice on who to pick. Now, listen, at the end of the day, you pick who you want to pick. It's whatever. I'm not the one to tell you don't pick this team. Don't do that. Whatever. All this stuff. So. Here's some things that we want to go ahead. We want to share with you is to give you some advice on how you should do your bracket. This is how you want to do this. So here are some tips for you because I know you guys want to, you guys want to do X, Y, and Z with your bracket, do whatever with your bracket. But here's some tips here. So getting into it, the number one thing. Here, and this is the biggest thing here that people fall into a common mistake with. Don't pick all the favorites. That's the biggest mistake people make. People Sharpie every freaking thing. Listen, when you pick, okay, it's easy and you're picking for the first time, you see all